Good morning, boys. So yesterday we started alkenes. Some preparation methods already completed, boys, and some conditions towards elimination already we discussed there. What are the requirements? What type of solvents are used? So what type of bases are used? All those raw material I dumped there. Now I'm using that concept, boys. So now that is the second preparation method. Already first one is completed. That is hydrogenation. That is from alkynes, partial hydrogenation, which is completed yesterday. Now second preparation method, that is from alkyl halides. From alkyl halides. So how to prepare these alkenes? So see here, boys. Here beta elimination, nothing but E2 elimination is taking place. 1,2 elimination takes place. E2 means bimolecular elimination reaction. 2 means, see here. Here 2 means bimolecular. So bimolecular elimination reaction. That means molecularity of this reaction is 2. And what is molecularity? That is the number of molecules participating in the rate determining step of the mechanism. Reaction mechanism. So rate determining step is that step which is in slowest condition. Slowest step of the reaction mechanism is called as rate determining step. That means that it decides the speed of the reaction. So which is the slowest step, and in that slowest step, how many reactants are participated? The number of reactants participated in the rate determining step is called as molecularity. So here molecularity is 2. That is why it is called as a bimolecular reaction. So let us discuss one by one, boys. So now it is from alkyl halides. So now I am taking an alkyl halide, boys. So it is isopropyl bromide. Isopropyl bromide. It is a substrate. It is the substrate. It is one of the reactants I want to use. So from this isopropyl bromide, I want to prepare an alkene. I want to prepare alkene. It is elimination takes place, boys. So what happened here? See here. It is CH3. It is nothing but CH2. CH2H. These two are eliminated, boys, from adjacent carbon atoms. So this is our leaving group. This is our leaving group. So this is alpha position. This is beta position. That means hydrogen is eliminated from beta position to this leaving group. So that is why it is called as beta elimination. So that is why it is taken. It is first carbon. It is second carbon from bromine. So that is why it is 1,2 elimination. Beta elimination or 1,2 elimination, both are same, boys. So it is E2 elimination. So that is a bimolecular elimination. By using that, I will explain how to prepare these alkenes by using alkyl halide. Here beta elimination takes place. For this purpose, strong bases are required, boys. So that is why I am using strong base. When a strong base reacts with alkyl halide, so alkene is the product. Elimination takes place. What type of elimination takes place? E2 elimination, bimolecular elimination takes place. Beta elimination takes place. So beta elimination, that means hydrogen is eliminated from beta position of the leaving group, beta position. So let us discuss the mechanism of this reaction. See here, boys. So this is our isopropyl bromide, CH3, CH3, CH, CH3. CH3, CH, CH3. At second carbon, bromine is there. This is our leaving group. So this is leaving group, boys. Now I am taking this as alpha carbon. Now it is beta carbon. Alpha, beta. From beta, hydrogen is eliminated. From beta, hydrogen is eliminated. See here, boys. These two are opposite to each other. Anti-periplanar. Yesterday we covered. These two are opposite to each other. Anti-periplanar condition. So that means both the leaving group and hydrogen from beta position opposite to each other. Anti-elimination, boys. Here we are discussing anti-elimination. Yesterday I covered that concept. So here anti-elimination takes place. Here anti-elimination takes place. This is reviewed. So this is formed. So what is the mechanism here? See here, first point. So the strong base which abstract hydrogen from beta position, which is anti-position to this leaving group. Anti-position to leaving group, that hydrogen is abstracted by this strong base. So now this bond pair is migrated to this one. This leaving group, this bond pair is migrated to this one. So that is why, see here, boys, it is the slowest process. So absorption, bond conversions, all these are slowest steps, boys. See here, the bond between carbon and hydrogen is slowly weaken. That's why bond is going to be break. A bond is formed between this base and hydrogen. A new bond is formed. F means formation, B means breaking it. B means breaking, F means formation. Here the bond is going to be break. That is why I'm using here breaking it. Here a new bond is formed between the strong base and hydrogen. So that's why it is a formation, boys. So now this bond is migrated here. That is a pi bond is formed here. This is formation, boys. Formation. Now this bond is going to be break. So that is a bond breaking. So these dotted lines are nothing but some bonds are going to break and some new bonds are formed. It is called as a transition state, boys. It takes a lot of time. That's why this is the slowest step. That slowest step is called as rate determining step. So in future, I'm using RDS. RDS means rate determining step. Okay. So now a transition state is formed. Only one transition state. One transition state is formed. Now later, so this hydrogen is abstracted. This bromine is coming out. Now a double bond is formed. Alkene is the product. Alkene is the product. So this is alkene, boys. Now, what is the theory behind it? So because it is the rate determining step, the rate of reaction is always depending on rate determining step, boys. So rate is equal to rate constant K into, so this is our substrate, alkyl halide, and this one. That means total reaction speed is depending on both alkyl halide nature and also base end. Because this base abstracts this hydrogen. If this base abstracts this hydrogen, then other reactions are possible. That means the total speed of the reaction depending on alkyl halide, at the same time strong base. So therefore, so rate is depending on so base and alkyl halide. This is called as rate equation, boys. This is called as rate equation. In rate equation, these are the concentration terms. The sum of the powers of the concentration terms is nothing but order n, nothing but 1 plus 1. So in rate equation, the sum of the powers of the concentration terms in the rate expression is the order of the reaction. Here power 1, here power 1, 1 plus 1, 2. Therefore, order of this reaction is 2 only. Next, how many molecules participate in the rate determining step? This is the rate determining step, boys. So now it is one of the molecules. It is the second molecule, boys. Two particles, two molecules, two species are involved in the rate determining step. Therefore, this is 1, this is 2. It is a bimolecular reaction. Molecularity is nothing but number of molecules participate in the rate determining step. It is first molecule, it is second molecule. Both these are involved in the rate determining step. Therefore, molecularity of this reaction is 2. That is number of molecules present in RDS. That is the number of molecules present in rate determining step is nothing but molecularity. Here 2 molecules are participated by, therefore molecularity is 2. Order is nothing but sum of the powers of the concentration terms in the rate expression. Sum of the powers of the concentration terms in the rate expression, boys. Okay, so that is 1 plus 1, it is 2. It is a for beta elimination, order is equal to 2, molecularity is equal to 2, boys. It is just similar to nucleophilic substitution bimolecular nucleophilic substitution. I will explain at the time of alkyl halides, boys. Please wait up to that. Similar reactions also possible in SN2. So 2 means bimolecular nucleophilic substitution, but here bimolecular elimination. So bimolecular elimination, bimolecular substitution, both are same, boys. Same methods, same pathway they followed. Same pathway they followed it. So see here, in A2 elimination, leaving group, hydrogen from leaving group at beta position. That is why it is beta elimination. Next, it is a single step, boys. So it is complete single step mechanism. So transition state is not considered as a intermediate, boys. So it is a single step mechanism. So molecularity 2, order 2 and okay. So hydrogen is eliminated from beta position to the leaving group. So it is all possible in E2 elimination. It is all possible E2 elimination. Here 2 stands for bimolecular elimination. It is the example for bimolecular elimination. See here. It is the reactant, it is the product, it is the transition state. Now, this reactant converts into products. So through this pathway, it is the activation energy of the reaction. EA. That is the energy required to convert reactants into products. That is the additional energy required to convert reactants into products, which is called activation energy. So this is our transition state, boys. At this position, at this peak position, transition. That means reactant first reaches transition state and then converts into products. It is the energy diagram, boys. It is the energy diagram. So this is about beta elimination. That is the preparation of alkenes. Preparation of alkenes. Let us discuss one by one. So some conditions. Okay, boys. In beta elimination, first one, note point 1. The order of reactivity. That means if leaving group, leaving tendency is very, very high, alkene formation is easy. So, boys, among halogens, which is better leaving group? Iodine, bromine, chlorine, fluorine. Among these 4, which is the best leaving group? Tell me. Iodine. That is why alkyl iodide is more reactive. Alkyl iodide is more reactive. That is explained on the basis of leaving group tendency. So, therefore, order of reactivity. Order of reactivity, okay, towards E2 elimination, towards E2 elimination, order of reactivity, alkyl iodide, because iodine is the best leaving group. Best leaving groups gives easy alkenes, gives alkyl bromide, which is easier than alkyl chloride, which is easier than alkyl fluoride. So frequently, mostly fluorides are not used, boys, because fluorine is not involved in E2 elimination. That is least cheapest leaving group, boys. Okay. Next, second condition. Second condition. So for same halogen, the order of reactivity is tertiary alkyl halides is more reactive than secondary alkyl halides, which is more reactive than primary alkyl halide, which is more reactive than methyl halide. So halogen is same end, but alkyl groups are different. So therefore, for E2 elimination, tertiary alkyl halide is more reactive than secondary, more than primary, more than methyl groups, methyl condition. Next, third, boys, what about the strength of leaving group? Strength of the base needed. Boys, base abstract hydrogen. If strong base is there, that is easily abstract hydrogen. If hydrogen is easily coming out, that alkene formation is easy. Therefore, strength of the base required high or low? Tell me, strong base or weak base is required for this purpose? Strong base or weak base is required for this purpose? Yes, high, strong base, because it requires, it must absorb the hydrogen. That is why strong base. So therefore, strong bases. So see here, that is, if the following bases are present on arrow, the reaction undergoes E2 elimination, boys. Nothing but these are strong bases. E2 elimination. What are those? alcoholic AOH, strong base head. From this OH minus is coming out. Next, RO minus, or sometimes it is ROH, alcohol. This is strong base. That is the example for that one is CH3O minus or CH3OH. It is the example, boys. Next, NH2 minus, strong base, NH2. NH2 minus, strong base. Tertiary bidoxide, strong base, boys. Tertiary bidoxide. Okay, very, very, very important. These bases are strong base. Whenever on arrow these bases are used, automatically E2 elimination takes place. You should consider E2 elimination. You should consider E2 elimination, guys. Okay, next. Next one, that is ratio selectivity, and it is also very, very important. Ratio selectivity in E2 elimination. Ratio selectivity, that means what type of alkene is the final product? What type of alkene is the final product? So that means, boys, here listen carefully. For example, I'm explaining, I'm taking an alkene like this. See here, I'm taking CH3, CH, CH, CH2, CHBr, CH2HL. Okay, boys, this is the compound I'm taking, CH3, CH2, CHBr, CH3. It is unsymmetrical alkyl group, boys. Alkyl. So here, this is our bromine. This is alpha carbon. This is beta carbon. It is also beta carbon. Alpha next carbons are beta. For my convenience, I'm taking that one as beta dash to distinguish. Okay, that means our hydrogen may eliminated from here or here. Both are possible because hydrogen from beta elimination, beta position is possible. For example, if this hydrogen is leaved, automatically our product is this one. Our product is this one. That is CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH2. That is one ene is the product end. One ene. For example, if this hydrogen is eliminated, no doubt this halogen must end. So these two are eliminated or these two are eliminated. If these two are eliminated, because which is also at beta position. If these two are eliminated, our pi bond is formed between these two carbons. That is why our product is this one. CH3, CH double bond CH, CH3. CH double bond CH, CH3, boys. So that means these are the two possibilities, boys. No doubt both are alkenes. But here it is, see here, boys. Here CH double bond is substituted with two alkyl groups. It is more substituted alkene. Here C double bond C, only one group is substituted, less substituted. Alkene. Both these are possible, boys. Now, which is major, which is minor? That was decided with the group involved, that is the base involved in the reaction. So what type of base? Is this strong base? No doubt strong base heading. Is this bulky base or normal base? If bulky bases are there, so this lesser substituted product is alkene. So here bulky bases. If bulky bases are there, strong bases but bulky bases. Okay. So now lesser substituted alkene is the major one. If normal strong base is used, now more substituted alkene is the final product, boys. Okay. See here, boys. Let us observe. Let us observe. These are the two beta positions, boys. Here. For this carbon, how many hydrogens are there? Tell me. Listen carefully. For this beta carbon, how many hydrogens are there? For this all beta carbon, how many hydrogens are there? 2 plus 1. Total 3 hydrogens are available. 3 beta hydrogens. Okay. Now this is also beta position. This is also beta position. That means here, how many beta hydrogens are there? Here, how many beta hydrogens are there? Just 2 only. That means in this case, less number of beta hydrogens. In this case, more number of heat beta hydrogens. Less number of beta hydrogens, more number of beta hydrogens. If this is the product, so that means hydrogen is eliminated from less number of beta hydrogens. That is, so poor becomes poor. Poor becomes poor, boys. Poor becomes poor means already that carbon has less number of hydrogens. One more hydrogen is eliminated from that one end. That means it is nothing but poor becomes poor. This is observed. This is observed by our Sitjeff ending. So therefore, this is called as Sitjeff rule ending. Sitjeff rule. So what is Sitjeff's rule? Nothing but poor becomes poor. That means hydrogen is eliminated from that beta carbon having less number of hydrogens. That gives more substituted alkenes. Am I correct? Hydrogen is eliminated from less number of beta hydrogens and gives more substituted alkene. Am I correct or wrong? If this is the condition accepted. So poor becomes poor. Whenever Sitjeff rule is applied, what is Sitjeff rule? In elimination reactions, hydrogen is no doubt eliminated from beta position. So that hydrogen is eliminated in the available beta hydrogens. Which one has less number of beta hydrogens? That hydrogen is eliminated. That gives more substituted alkene. That is more substituted alkene is the most stable compound, wise. More substituted alkene has no doubt. Already yesterday I completed. I explained that more substituted alkene is the more stable end. That means this alkene is more stable. This alkene is less stable end. Less stable end. Even though it is less stable, but bulky groups gives this less stable alkene. Normal strong bases gives more stable alkene. More stable alkene is nothing but Sitjeff product end. According to Sitjeff rule, this is the product wise. Sitjeff's product is answer end. Okay. This less substituted alkene is formed. That is observed by Hoffman. That is why this is called as Hoffman product end. This is nothing but Hoffman's product end. Sitjeff product, that is the alkene having more number of substituents. Hoffman product, that is the alkene having less number of substituents. So both are possible. That was depending on the strength of the, that is the bulky nature of the alkene set. Sorry, bases set. Bulky nature of the bases. So Sitjeff rule, what is that? Hydrogen is eliminated that beta carbon having less number of hydrogens and finally gives more substituted alkene, which is the most stable alkene. What is the Hoffman rule? Hydrogen is eliminated from that available beta hydrogen which has more number of hydrogens and gives less substituted alkene, which is less stable alkene. So that is Hoffman product. This is Sitjeff product. Either of these two are possible. That is depending on strength of the, that is the nature of the bulky group bases, boys. No doubt both are strong bases. If bulky groups are attached, Hoffman product is the major one. If normal strong bases are there, that is Sitjeff product is the major one. Sitjeff product is the major one. Boys, did you catch the concept? Please tell me. Did you catch the concept? Did you understand the concept? This is about regioselectivity, boys. Very, very, very important. Where the double bond is formed. Is that double bond more substituted or less substituted? So Sitjeff product is more substituted product. Hoffman product is less substituted product. Hoffman product predominates if bulky groups are, bulky bases are used. So Sitjeff product predominates if normal strong bases are used. Normal strong bases are used. Next, one more end. One more, that is, please note on this point also. Sitjeff product order is, so best leaving group gives Sitjeff product ending. Poor leaving group gives Hoffman product ending. That means iodine greater than bromine greater than chlorine. Greater than fluorine. That means best leaving group gives a Sitjeff product. Next, Hoffman product order ending. Fluorine greater than bromine greater than, fluorine greater than chlorine greater than bromine greater than iodine, boys. That means if leaving group is fluorine, Hoffman product predominates. If leaving group is iodine or bromine, Sitjeff product predominates. So depending on the alkyl groups, depending on the halogen attached to alkyl group, so fluorine presence gives a Sitjeff Hoffman product, iodine presence or bromine presence gives Sitjeff product, boys. So please keep these in your mind. Please keep these in your mind. Very, very, very important, boys. Very, very, very. So please observe whether the leaving group, whether the leaving halogen is fluorine or iodine or bromine. So bromine, iodine generally gives Sitjeff product. Bulky base, please identify your bases. Bulky base is there, normal base is there. If bulky base is there, say Hoffman product is the major one. Normal base is there, that is Sitjeff is the major one. So that means all these we must consider. All these we must consider. So it is very, very, very important. Yes, you should use this order set. We should use this order set. So now, is this clear? Is there any doubt? If fluorine is the leaving group, our final answer is H or Sitjeff. Hoffman or Sitjeff? Tell me. If fluorine is the leaving group, yeah. If fluorine is the leaving group, the final alkene is more substituted alkene or less substituted alkene? Yes. Hoffman is the answer. If iodine is the leaving group, the alkene, formed alkene is Sitjeff product. Please keep these in your mind. It is very, very, very important. It is very, very, very important. Now, let us discuss some examples. Let us discuss some examples about this regioselectivity. Okay, boys, let us start some examples. Which is the major product, which is the minor product, depending on the reagents, depending on the leaving groups, depending on the basis what we are used. Okay, see here. See, boys, I'm using this one. CH3, CH3. I'm taking example 2. Previous one, example 1. Now it is example 2. Example 2. CH3, here halogen is attached. Chlorine. CH2, CH3, boys. Now here, what are the possible products? See here, boys. Here, this is the chlorine, boys. No doubt it should be leaved. Okay. Now it is alpha carbon. So this is beta. This is beta. This is also beta. These are the 3 beta positions, boys. Am I correct? These are 3 beta positions. All those beta or not? Tell me, accepted or not? Alpha very next carbons are beta carbons. Beta very next carbons are delta carbons. Now those are all beta position, boys. That means hydrogen may be eliminated here, or may be eliminated here, or may be eliminated here. That means 3 different alkenes are possible. So now it is a beta, beta dash, beta double dash for our convenience. Okay. So now elimination is possible or not possible? It is a tertiary compound boys, no doubt elimination is possible. So this chlorine, now I'm using beta elimination. This beta is used. So now our answer is CH3, CH, CH3, C, CH3, double bond CH, CH3 boys. So I'm using beta hydrogen. Beta hydrogen is I'm using. For example, beta dash hydrogen is used. For example, if beta dash hydrogen is used, here beta hydrogen is eliminated. Here beta dash hydrogen is eliminated. If beta dash hydrogen is eliminated, now this hydrogen and this halogen is going out. Now here a double bond is formed. Double bond is formed. Now CH3, C, CH3, double bond C, CH3, CH2, CH3 is the product. Next, third condition. If beta double dash hydrogen is eliminated, beta double dash hydrogen is eliminated. Now this hydrogen is eliminated. That gives CH3, CH, CH3, C, double bond CH2, CH2, CH3 is the product. These are the three possibilities, boys. These are the three possibilities. This is first product, this is second product, this is third product. Among these two, which one is the CJ product? Tell me. 1, 2, 3. Which one is the CJ product? Among these 1, 2, 3, which one is the CJ product? 1, 2, 3. Among these. Yes. So this double bond is more substituted. That's why it is a CJ product. Next, which one is the Hoffman product? Which one is the Hoffman product? Yes, Pavan, correct. Bashwant, correct. Yes. So here less substituted. Here less. Boys, here 1, 2, 3, 4 substituted. Here 1, 2, 3 only substituted. Here only 1, 2 are substituted. It is less substituted, boys. It is Hoffman product. As per our norms, what is the order of stability, boys? More stable product is the more predominant end. More stable product is the more yield end. It is more stable end. It is next stable end. It is next stable end. Therefore, the percentage yield of these alkenes is, tell me, boys. So CJ product more stable. It is the least stable end. Least stable end. More stable gives more stable product is the more predominant yield end. That has more predominant end. Yielding is more end. Now the order of yielding of these alkenes is, so 2 greater than 1 greater than 3 end. Am I correct? No base is used, boys. So common base is used. Now percentage yield end. Common base is used in all these three cases. Now the percentage yield is 2 greater than 1 greater than 3. Am I correct? Because 2 is more stable than 1, which is more stable than 3. More stable alkene is the final more yield product. It is first important. Okay. We can use beta hydrogens. So formed alkene stability is, we observe, guys. If formed alkene is more stable, that is more yielding. If formed alkene is less stable, that has less yielding. So no doubt we know more substituted alkene is the more stable one. Less substituted alkene is the less stable one. So it is more stable. It is least stable. It is moderately stable. Therefore, it gives more percentage. Next chance this one and next chance this one. Therefore, order of yielding of these alkenes is 2 greater than 1 greater than 3 end. Now, is this clear? Is this clear, boys? It is elimination reaction formation of alkenes. Which alkene is the more predominant? We will answer, boys, in our exams. If same base is used, what is the order of yielding of these products? So no doubt this is the order of yielding of those alkenes. Next, example 3. Example 3. See here, tertiary butyl chloride. Tertiary butyl chloride. So KOH, nothing but strong base, boys. Now what is the product? So if KOH is used, no doubt elimination takes place. This is our halogen, boys. Now this is alpha. All these are beta, boys. All these beta are identical. All these beta are identical. Which easy. All are identical. Only one product is possible. That is CH3. C. I am using this one. CH2, CH3. So everyone, this product is possible, and only one product is possible. Only one product is possible. So if I am using this one, here double bond is. If I am using this one, here double bond is formed. This one here double. All those are nothing but that one. Same end. If you write the IUPAC name of that, all these three compounds, same name is coming out. That's why single product is the answer. So single product is the answer. Next. Example 4. Strong base, OH minus or KOH, whatever it may be. What is the possibility, boys? No doubt, it is bromine. This is alpha, this is beta. This is beta. That means between these two or between these two, a double bond we expected. Okay, note down all those 2 points. So here, one of the products is, it is benzene, CH2, CH double bond, CH, sorry, this hydrogen is eliminated. This is CH3, this is CH3. Okay, next. If this beta is used, this is the product, boys. Tell me, among these two, these are the 2 possibilities. Among these two, which one is major percentage, major yield, more yield? Which one has lesser yield? Yielding, tell me, boys. This is 1, 2, 3 substituents are there. That is 3 substituents for double bond. 3 substituents are there. Here for double bonds, only 2 substituents are there. It is Sitja product. It is Hoffman product. Hoffman. Tell me, among those Sitjef and Hoffman, that is, it is first one, it is second one. Among these two, which one is more predominant, boys? First one or second one? More yield. Which one is more yield? Yes, yes. Wherever conjugation is there, because of that conjugation, stability abnormally increases. So therefore, this is more stable due to resonance. This product is more stable due to conjugation. Therefore, it is more yielding. It has more yielding. So it is less yielding. So that means wherever conjugation is there, wherever resonance concept is applied, wherever, see here, only 2. Is there any other option, boys? Only 2 products are possible. It is one, this is second one. Okay. So this is Hoffman product, this is CGF product. Even though it is Hoffman product, even though we expected this is as less stable, because of this conjugation, this pi bond is conjugation with benzene again. So because of conjugation, it is more stable. because of, therefore more stable compound is more predominant and therefore it is more yield, it is less yield. That means wherever conjugation is there, that increases the stability of that alkene, that is the more predominant one, that gives more yield product. That is the most more yield product, boys. It is very, very important. Did you understand the concept, boys? Is this point clear? Is this point clear? Here not Sitjeff product, Hoffman product predominant side. Here because conjugation it is Hoffman product. Okay na? Okay or not? Next one more example. Example 5 and example 5, that is CH3 thrice C CH CH3 C C CH3 thrice, it is Br, it is Br, it is CH3, boys. Okay, it is CH3. Now on arrow tertiary butoxide is used. On arrow tertiary butoxide is used. What is the major product? What is the major product? Actually, first of all, write down both the possible products, boys. Because it is bromine, it is alpha carbon, it is beta, it is beta, it is beta. Here, at beta position, no hydrogen is there. That's why it is not involved in the elimination. Here, this beta position, beta has hydrogen, this beta also has hydrogen. Only two possible products. One is, I am using this one, CH3 thrice C, CH, CH3, C, C, CH3 thrice, double bond CH2. It is one product end. Next, I am using this one, that gives CH3 thrice C, C, CH3, double bond C, C, CH3 thrice CH3, boys. This is another one. So this is less substituted product, this is more substituted product. It is Hoffman product. It is a Sitjeff product. Now tell me, boys, which is major, which is minor? 1, 2. It is 1, it is 2. Among 1, 2, which one is major product? Yes, Bashwan, correct. You catch that concept. You catch it. Now tertiary butoxide, boys. Now this tertiary butoxide is nothing but bulky base. Already I wrote at the time of bases, bulky bases, not bases. So this tertiary butoxide is a bulky base. Whenever bulky base is there, Hoffman product predominates. Am I correct? Whenever bulky base is there, Hoffman product predominates. Therefore, it is more yield. It has less yield ending. Less yield. Okay, that means percentage yield is 1 greater than 2. Percentage yield is 1 greater than 2. It is important. Next, one more example. Identify your answer, boys. Example number 6, based on your S-days concept. Yes, based on your S-days concept. This is hydrogen. This is methyl group. This is Br, boys. This is hydrogen. This is methyl group. This is Br. Use any one of the Brs, any one of the bromines. Use any one. One bromine is, if this one is used, this is beta. If this one is used, this is beta position. Now tell me your answer. Write down its Newman projection. Write down its Newman projection, boys. I'm writing Newman projection, boys. So this is, as usually, I'm taking hydrogen, methyl, bromine. This is this carbon. So this is hydrogen, this is methyl, this is bromine, boys. This is bromine. Now this hydrogen and this bromine anti-periplanar. Am I correct or wrong? Tell me. Both are in opposite or not? This hydrogen and this bromine anti-periplanar. Am I correct or wrong? Now this one and this one are eliminated. Between these two, there is a pi bond formation. Okay. Now tell me your answer. Tell me your answer. So this one and this one are eliminated. Now our answer is, so this is, boys, Br amira, H amira. Both Ms are opposited. Both Ms are opposite. It is nothing but, this is C double bond C N E. It is Me. It is Br. It is H. It is Men. So it is a trans product. It is a trans product, boys. So here, this is R configuration. This is also R configuration, boys. So, but that means if R and R configuration or S and S configuration are there, S and S configuration are there, so trans is the product. Trans is the production. Very, very, very important. Okay. If syn elimination is there, that is cis is the product. Okay. Very, very, very important, boys. Next, syn elimination gives a cis production. Very, very important. Okay. So it is, what is this means? Here trans elimination or syn elimination? Here trans elimination takes place, boys. That means RR or SS, trans elimination. Trans is the product. Trans. Next, RS or SRN. Trans elimination. Cis is the product. RS or SR, trans elimination, cis is the product, boys. Next, similarly, this one, cis elimination, not cis, it is a syn elimination. Syn elimination, cis is the product. This one, syn elimination, trans is the product. Please keep this in mind. Trans is the product, boys. Very, very, very important. So syn elimination, so these two RS or SR, whatever it may be. So cis. Okay. Okay. Next. Next one. Some more examples in case of cyclohexanes. Cyclic compounds. It is open chain compounds, boys. Now we are going to discuss cyclic, that is the cyclohexane and substituents. Example 7. Listen carefully. It is a cyclohexane, boys. So these are the hydrogens, axial and equatorial. Here bromine, equatorial. Hydrogen is axial. So this is hydrogen axial. This is hydrogen equatorial. This is the compound, boys. This is the compound. So elimination is, boys, listen first of all. Listen first of all. In this type of compounds, both the leaving groups, very, very important. It is the leaving group end. Okay. So here, both the leaving groups must be at axial position. It is the condition, boys. So otherwise, leaving is not possible. It must be at axial position. Okay. So it is the most important condition. If you want to eliminate those two leaving groups, that halogen and hydrogen must be in axial position. But this bromine is in equatorial, boys. So that's why elimination is not possible. That is why elimination is not possible. So if you want to eliminate this one, so ring flipping is takes place then. Now ring flipping in. So that means axial is changed to equatorial, equatorial is changed to axial. So ring flipping is takes place. That is like this. Now our bromine is at axial position. This is hydrogen. This is hydrogen. This is axial. This is hydrogen, boys. Now this bromine and this hydrogen are at axial position. Now elimination possible. So that is why our answer is this one. Or this one and this one. Here also hydrogen is possible. And these two may also involved in this condition. That means here also double bond possible. Here also double bond possible. So after ring flipping, elimination possible. And direct elimination not possible. So did you understand the concept, boys? So wherever in cyclic condition elimination is you should apply. If you want to apply elimination in cycloalkanes, that two leaving groups must be at axial position. Those two leaving groups must be at axial position. Otherwise, elimination not takes place. Otherwise, for example, if this hydrogen is blocked with another group, now this hydrogen is used. Sorry, for example, this hydrogen is blocked. This hydrogen is only involved in it. Okay, like that. It is very, very, very important. So, did you understand the concept? Tell me, boys. Is the concept clear? Is this concept clear or not? Okay or not? Okay, now. This is chlorine, boys. It is the compound. It is the compound. Now, tell me, I am using anti-elimination. What is the product here? Product possible or not possible? Tell me first of all, yes or no? Product possible or not possible directly? Yes or no? Balaji, check once again. Product is possible or not possible? Boys, see here, see here. This is chlorine. This is alpha carbon. Either this one or this one is better. Why you think about this one? Why you think about this one? We are going to consider these two only. Hydrogen is must eliminated from beta position. So either this hydrogen or this hydrogen. Here on axial position, hydrogen is there. Here also on axial position, hydrogen is there. Either this hydrogen or this hydrogen may use. So therefore, our answer is yes and no. Our answer is, so it is no doubt, it is as usual. So I'm using this chlorine and this hydrogen. The product is like this. The product is like this. Or the product is like this. Both these are possible, boys. These are nothing but, these two are nothing but, it is just like this one. See here, I'm using, this is first carbon, second, third, fourth, or because double bond gives more first priority and first, second, third, fourth, or first, second, third, fourth. Therefore, so first, second, third, fourth here the position. So these are same end, boys. All these two are same end. This is the answer, boys. Next. Tell me. Anti-elimination. Possible or not possible? Tell me. In this situation, anti-elimination possible or not possible? Directly, without any flipping. Possible or not possible? No, because this chlorine is at equatorial position, so not possible. Chlorine is at equatorial position, not possible. Next. See here, boys. Decalenane. This is decalenane, boys. Here, OTS, tosyl group, best living group. OTS, axial position, that is at axial position. Now, anti-elimination possible or not possible? If possible, what is the answer? Yes or no, first of all? Yes, good. Bashwant. Yes, okay. Yes, our final answer is this one. And this is our final answer, boys. Next, tell me your answer. OTS, anti-elimination possible or not possible? OTS means tosyl group, best living group. Anti-elimination possible or not possible? No anti-elimination because it is at equatorial. At equatorial, that's why it is not possible. That is why it is not possible. Now tell me your answer. OTS, anti-elimination possible or not possible? Yes or no? Yes. Either at this point or at this point is possible. Both are possible, boys. So therefore, I'm using only one answer, boys. Here, double bond. Or both are as same end. Both are same end. Nothing but these two are nothing but this one. So this is the way to explain anti-elimination and dehydrohalogenation, boys. All these. So dehydrohalogenation. Next and last, one more point. Where dehydrohalogenation is rated, where it is more. See here. CH3. Just a minute. Yes. It is H. It is H. This is chlorine. This is hydrogen. this is CH3 twice. Okay, it is compound 1 ra. Hydrogen, hydrogen, Cl, CH, CH3 twice, hydrogen. Boys, this is compound 2 ra. Among these two compounds, which is more stable, which is less stable? Tell me. Among these two compounds, which is more stable, which is less stable? See here, boys. This leaving group, no doubt it is leaving group. This leaving group and this bulky group, same side. Same sided. Therefore, more repulsions are possible. More repulsions. That means less stability. That means more reactive. Here, these two groups, opposite sided. Less repulsions, more stable ending. Therefore, less reactive. Less reactive. Therefore, the rate of dehydrohalogenation is, that means reaction. Which one is more reactive, boys? Among this 1 and 2, which is more reactive? 1 is more reactive than 2. Therefore, 1 greater than 2. So, rate of dehydrohalogenation. Dehydrohalogenation means removal of hydrogen and halogen from adjacent atoms, adjacent carbon atoms. So, that is removal condition. So, all these are possible. So, this is very, very important, boys. This is about E2 elimination, that is dehydrohalogenation, boys. So, in presence of strong base, these are the preparation methods of alkenes from alkyl halides. Third one, intramolecular elimination. Intramolecular elimination, no base is required here. No base is required. Within the molecule, elimination takes place. Within the molecule, elimination takes place. One end acts as base, another end acts as elimination group and leaving group, boys. Okay. Intramolecular elimination, no base is needed. No base is needed. Intramolecular, which is called as EIND. Elimination intramolecular, that is the symbol end. So, which is also called as pyrolytic elimination. Pyrolytic elimination, very, very, very important, boys. Intramolecular elimination, no base is needed. One of the ends of that compound acts as a base. Okay. See here, boys. So here 3 different types of reactions are possible. One is A, Cope elimination. Boys, it is not Cope rearrangement. It is not Cope rearrangement. It is just Cope elimination. What happens, sir? Here, tertiary amine oxides on heating, because heating means pyrolytic ending, at about 200 degrees centigrade gives alkene plus hydroxyl amine. plus hydroxylamine, disubstituted or something, alkyl substituted hydroxylamine. So, or tertiary amine oxides. See here, I'm explaining with an example. Example, boys. Example. See here, CH3, CH2, nitrogen, amine. Amine means nitrogen is there. CH3, CH3, nitrogen connected with 3 carbons, boys. It is a tertiary amine. Oxide, O minus ion. This nitrogen gets positive charge. This is a tertiary amine oxide. This is a tertiary amine oxide. For this nitrogen, this is alpha position, this is beta position. This is alpha position, this is beta position. So no doubt between alpha and beta position, an alkene is produced. So that gives, so it is a pyrolyzed, that gives at 200 degrees centigrade, that gives CH2, double bond CH2 plus nitrogen bonded with CH3, CH3, OH is the product, boys. So substituted methyl dimethyl hydroxyl N, N dimethyl hydroxyl amine. It is the product, boys. N dimethyl hydroxyl amine. This reaction is called as Cope elimination. Sir, how is this possible? What is the mechanism behind this? Mechanism for this one, right? Mechanism for this one. See here. This is the carbon, boys. This carbon has 3 hydrogens, right? These are the 3 hydrogens. Next, this carbon has 2 hydrogens. This nitrogen bonded with 2 methyl groups. This is oxygen. This nitrogen has positive charge on it. This oxygen has 3 lone pairs with negative charge. With negative charge. This one I'm rewriting like this. Okay. Now, see here, boys. This lone pair is donated to this hydrogen. This bond pair is migrated to here. And this bond pair is migrated to this. Okay. Now what happens? So there is a cyclic ring formation takes place. Cyclic transition stated possible. And see here, see here a dotted lines because bond is going to be break. CH3, CH3. This is plus, boys. Here nitrogen, oxygen, lone pair, 3 lone pairs. It is bond is going to be break. Here new bond is going to be formed. These 2 hydrogens as it is any. Here a new bond, it is a minus. Between these 2 a new bond is formed. Between these 2 a new bond formed. Here these 2 hydrogens are as it is. These 2 hydrogens are as it is. Okay. So very, very important. So like this is cyclic end. Here it is a bond breaking any, it is bond forming any, it is a bond breaking. So this is bond forming end. 2 bond breaking, so 2 bond forming end. Now it is readjusted, boys. So this hydrogen is attached here. This bond is by, so this one any. That means the product is a C double bond C with the 2 hydrogens. This is our alkene plus, see here, N CH3 CH3 with OH. So this hydrogen is attached to this oxygen. So NOH. These are the products, boys. So this is our alkene. This type of reactions are called as Cope elimination reactions. Sorry, yes, Cope elimination. It is not Cope rearrangement. Cope elimination, boys. Okay. Almost 5-member ring is formed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost 5-member ring. Here nearly planar structure. So planar transition state. Almost 5-member ring is available. Okay. Next. Here the important points. Note down these points, boys. Note down these points. That is, So because of heating, all this reaction takes place. That is why it is pyrolysis elimination. Pyrolytic elimination, boys. Pyrolytic elimination. Here, only one molecule is involved in the reaction. It is the slowest step. Any slowest step. Therefore, first point, molecularity is equal to 1. Molecularity is equal to 1. Next, within the molecule, this group acts as base to this one. So within the molecule acts as base. Within the molecule, base is there any intramolecular elimination. So therefore, it is EI mechanism, boys. So that too, molecularity 1, E1 intramolecular, E1 intramolecular, molecularity is 1 and E1 intramolecular elimination. Next, rate ending. Rate means it is the slowest step, depends only on this substrate ending. So therefore, rate is equal to K into substrate molecule. Therefore, order is equal to 1 end. Order also equal to 1 end. Here, no intermediate is formed end. Only cyclic transition state. It is transition state. It is not intermediated. Cyclic 5 members, cyclic transition state, almost planar condition. So no intermediate is the product end. Next, energy changes. Okay, see here, boys. It is more stable. This more stable compound is converted into less stable compound. Here, no intermediates. Next, fifth one. Here, energy changes like this end. So less energetical compound is converted into more energetical compound. Therefore, energy order is like that. No solvent is used. No solvent is used. Okay. So generally, vapor phase reaction. In vapor phase, the reaction takes place. Vapor phase reaction. Next one. Syn elimination, boys. Very, very, very important. Here, same side elimination. Not anti-elimination. It is a syn elimination. Seventh point. That is syn elimination. It is important one. Syn elimination. Next, no rearrangement. No rearrangement, boys. Okay. Next, ninth one. Stereo selective or stereo specific end. That is selectively at one point the reaction takes place. So stereo selective or stereo specific end. It is a stereo selective and stereo specific end. Next one. If conjugation is there, very, very important. If conjugation is there, okay. So more product, if conjugation is there, more products with conjugation. Just like in previous case. If conjugation is there, more products, more yielded products with conjugation, boys. Okay. Next one. So product must be products follows Hoffman product end. That is less substituted alkene is the more predominant end. That is less substituted alkene is the major product end. That is more yielded. So that means during co-prearrangement, this is important, boys. This is important. Okay, syn elimination is also important. Very, very, very important. So regioselective, stereoselective and stereo-specific ending. It is also important. So this is the way to identify co-prearrangement. All these are important. Order of this reaction is 1. Molecularity of the reaction is 1. No intermediate is formed in Cope's rearrangement. No intermediate. Let us discuss one more example. Let us discuss with one more example. Next one. That is, take this one an example. Example 2 and example 2. That is CH3, CH2, N, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3, O minus. This is the starting compound, boys. Give your answer and it is plus. Give your answer, which is 1. Boys, it is the starting one. It is alpha, it is beta. It is alpha, no beta. It is alpha, it is beta. Alpha, beta. Tell me your answer, which is major, which is minor. Between alpha and beta, a double bond is formed. Already I explained in your previous case. Here, between alpha and beta, double bond is possible. Therefore, here a double bond and here a double bond. Now the possible products are, so CH2 double bond CH2 and CH2 double bond CH3 is the answer. Among those two compounds, which is more amount, which is less amount? Tell me. First one or second one? This is 1, this is 2. Which is more predominant, boys? Half-month product is the predominant ending. So this is major. This is minor. This is major, this is minor. Half-month product predominates. So between alpha and beta, there is a double bond. Please consider like that. It is the easiest way to identify which is the product. Half-month product is the final one. Next one. Example 3. See here, boys. CH2, CH2, N, CH3, O minus, this one gets positive charge, CH2, CH3N. On heating, boys, it is Cope reaction. So Cope elimination. What is the final answer? So this is nitrogen. This is alpha, beta. This is alpha, beta. Between these two, there is a double bond formation. Between these two, there is a double bond formation. Here, no conjugation. Here, conjugation is possible with the benzene ring ending. With benzene ring. Therefore, this alkene is more predominant. Wherever conjugation is there, that conjugated alkene should be the final major product ending. Therefore, our answer is CH2 double bond CH2 plus CH double bond CH2 ending. So it is a major due to conjugation ending. It is a minor end. So major, minor. So it is a minor end. Minor product. Okay. So like this, boys, it is Cope rearrangement. So is this clear? Next, some more examples. Some more examples. So example 4. I am taking this one. Double bonds. O minus. This is the compound, boys. Tell me your answer. Tell me your answer. This is nitrogen, boys. This is alpha. This is beta. This is also beta. Between these two, a pi bond formation. This is between these two, a pi bond formation takes place. Therefore, our answer is this is the final answer base because conjugation is there. It is a major end. Next. It is a minor end. It is a minor because conjugation. Because of conjugation, wherever conjugation, that should be the major product end. That should be the major product. Next, example 5 and see here. First one, A. This one gets positive charge. Tell me, boys. So, what is the product? What is the product? See here, boys. Here, two methyl groups, free nitrogens, free alkyl groups. So now, amine is the final product, boys. But here, amine is not possible any. So here, amine is not possible. No reaction takes place. No reaction takes place. For example, if the compound is like this, this is nitrogen. Here is two alkyl groups. This is O minus. This is hydrogen, boys. Now this is alpha. This is beta, boys. So between alpha and beta, there is a pi bond formation. It is possible. It is possible, boys. That is remaining part is eliminated. Okay. Next, how these oxonitro compounds are possible? So see here, what is the reaction behind that? Example 6. I am trying to prepare that oxide ending, nitrogen oxide, tertiary amine oxide ending. See here, it is a primary amine. When primary amine reacts with alkyl halides, first mole, that gives R2NH. It is a secondary amine ending. It is a secondary amine. Okay. Next, primary amine change it to secondary amine. Next, this one change it to 1 mole alkyl halide ending. That is a 2 equivalents alkyl halide is required. So that is RNRR ending. It is a tertiary amine. Primary amine change it to tertiary amine. Now this tertiary amine reacts with oxidizing agents like CH3, COOH. It is a para-acetic acid. It is not, so generally I am using this one as RCO3H. Para-acid ending. Oxidation takes place. Oxidation takes place. So this nitrogen is going to be oxidized. Nitrogen going to be oxidized, and that is RNRR. This one gets positive O minus ion. This is our starting product, boys, in our previous examples. This is our starting product. So this is on heating, gives alkene. Half-one product is the final answer. So this is the way to prepare tertiary amine oxide. Tertiary amine oxide. This is the way to prepare. That means, so whenever primary, secondary, tertiary amines are given to you, so that reacts with oxidizing agents like alkyl peroxides, that is para-acids. So that gives a tertiary amine oxide. That amine oxide on heating gives alkene. Okay. Next, similar to Cope's reagent, similar to Cope elimination, the following reactions are there. Similar to Cope elements, Cope elimination. See here, this is hydrogen. So sulfur compounds, and double bond O, R is there. Okay. So this is alpha, this is beta. Hydrogen from beta position, it is removed, boys. It is possible. That gives C double bond C is the answer. C double bond C. So just similar to cope elimination. In previous case, it is nitrogen, it is oxygen. So now sulfur compost. This is also similar to Cope's rearrangement. Sorry, not rearrangement, it is Cope elimination. Next, one more example. So boys, please note down. So these are H2O2 or H2O2 or R2O2. All these are oxidizing agents in. Or H2SO5, paraacident, or NaIO4. All these are oxidizing agents. Any one is this used, this is the product. Okay, next one. Similar to Cope's elimination. Similar to Cope's elimination. One more example. Selenium. In place of sulfur, selenium is used. Double bond O. Double bond O. Just a minute. Selenium is used. Before going to selenium, it is sulfur. Sulfur, double bond O are also used. Okay. So this is hydrogen. So this pi bond is here, this pi bond is here, this pi bond is here. This bond. That gives alkene. Just like Cope elimination. Next. If selenium is there, double bond O RN. Okay, it is hydrogen at beta position. It is alpha, it is beta. It is alpha, it is beta. So this hydrogen is here. This bond is here. This bond is here. This is also gives C double bond C and C double bond C. Okay. Next. It is double bond Vora. It is SePHN. It has oxygen, sulfur, selenium. This one also two lone pairs. Okay. When it reacts with either H2O2, all these reagents, boys, that is oxidized ending. That gives it is double bond O. It is selenium. There is a double bond O pH. Okay. For this is alpha, this is beta, boys. So here double bond is formed. So during heating, double bond and a double bond are possible. So these are the reactions, boys. All these reactions are similar to Cope elimination. All these reactions are similar to Cope's rearrangement. Cope elimination. This is about Cope elimination. This is about Cope elimination, boys. Okay. So tomorrow we will discuss some more similar type of reactions. It is A, Cope. Second, B and C, similar type of reactions, similar types of rearrangements are possible. Those we will discuss tomorrow. Right now, I am stopping this concept here. Thank you.